Today I'm going to take you through a 20-minute full body kettlebell workout to build strength and power. This is a no repeat follow along you can do with just one kettlebell. First up, we got 4 warm-up exercises starting with a kettlebell deadlift. So if you start feet about hip width apart, you're just going to hinge down and grab the kettlebell. Pushing the hips back, giving some length to the hamstrings. You want to start bending the knees as the kettlebell passes knee level, gently touching the floor if you can. From here, we're just going to get the upper body moving with some arm circles, doing 20 seconds forwards, 20 seconds backwards. And change direction. From here, we're just going to do some body weight squats. So feet shoulder width apart, slight turn out to the toes, and then you want your knees pushed out to match that toe turn out angle. Sit your hips as low as you can without overly collapsing your tailbone under. Keep relatively good upper back posture. After this, we're going to do a dynamic hamstring stretch, doing single leg swings, 20 seconds per side. And switch round. Great job. Okay, so we're going to go into 16 exercises, doing 40 seconds on with a 20-second transition for just one round, because this is a no repeat workout. You can just follow along with me. Now I'll be giving you technique tips throughout. We're going to start off the workout with a nice classic, just doing some regular kettlebell swings. So if you start a couple of feet away from the kettlebell, reach the hips back, tilt the kettlebell off axis. Let's go. Great job. Next, we're going to be starting off doing one side. I'm going to start on my left side. I'm going to clean the kettlebell up and then do a reverse lunge back with that same left leg. So clean and then reverse lunge with the same side. Kettlebell back to the floor and repeat. Try not to flop the kettlebell over the top. You can take the elbow from the outside round, rolling it round the inside. It'll reduce the impact on that wrist. job. You got 20 seconds off, and then we're going to do the same again on the other side. Always finish your rep. Okay, next up, we're gonna do some single arm swings, and we're gonna alternate hand. We're just doing this to around collarbone height. Switching the hands at the peak height of the kettlebell, keeping the kettlebell swing nice and tight to the hips, slight bend in the knee, letting the hamstrings take some length in that hinge. Next, onto some goblet squats. I'm going to hit the quads with this, trying to keep a nice upright squat position, holding the kettlebell at the chest. Knees out, heels stay on the floor. Try and keep even pressure between the inside edge, outside edge, front and back of your foot. Next, we're going to do the kettlebell devil press, which is basically like a burpee with an overhead swing. I'm going to be doing it on my knuckles, but that's just to save my wrists, so feel free to do it on the flats of your palms. So hands either side of the kettlebell, jump out, jump in, swing under, and then punch up. Swing under, punch up and through. Okay, next up, I'm going to do a split stance Romanian deadlift. So I'm going to have the kettlebell in my left hand. I'm going to put my left leg back, my right foot forwards, but only a narrow split between the front and back. We're going to straighten the front leg, bend the back leg. So push the hips back, hinging, and then back to the top. So it's a nice slow controlled eccentric. I'm going to bend the back knee a lot. And the front leg is going to stay almost straight, but maybe just slightly unlocking the knee on that front leg. My back foot toes are only about 8 inches further away from my heel on the front foot, so it's a very narrow split stance for this. Just reach back till you feel the stretch in that front hamstring. I'm going to switch it over. So I'm gonna put my left foot forwards, right foot back. I'm gonna have the kettlebell in my right hand. I'm gonna be feeling the stretch in the front left hamstring. So we're gonna bend the back knee. I'm gonna push the hips back into that hinge position. So we're feeling a nice stretch down here. The back heel can come off if it's more comfortable, it doesn't matter. Probably going to keep the front heel down on that front foot though. I find it more comfortable just to slightly unlock the knee of the front leg, but if you bend that front knee too much, you'll lose the hamstring stretch. Next, we're going to get the core involved. We're going to lie on our backs. We're going to do some dead bugs, but we're going to do a kettlebell pullover with it. So your legs are going to alternate drops down, and your arms are going to go every time. I'm keeping almost straight arms. Maybe just a slight bend in the elbow. Keep your lower back braced towards the floor by engaging the core. Back to the feet. Next, we're going to do a kettlebell clean and push press. I'm going to stay on the same side for all 40 seconds, and then we'll do a separate interval for the other side. Back to the mat now. I'm going to do some kettlebell Otis ups, which is basically like a reaching sit up. So I'm going to have almost straight legs but a slight bend in the knee. We're holding the kettlebell with straight arms. I'm going to sit up and through into an L shape. Controlling the way down. I'm trying to minimize the swing of the kettlebell as I sit up. This can be done just with your arms reaching to the ceiling and no kettlebell if your kettlebell is too heavy for it. Okay, next, back to your feet. You're gonna pick a wide sumo stance. You're gonna do a sumo deadlift to high pull. So sink the hips, knees out wide, drive up, and go for that upright row as well. And lead in the row with the elbows nice and high. Kettlebell can come just below the chin level. Next, we've got some dead stop swings. So we're gonna have the kettlebell in front of you, walk away a couple of feet. You're gonna squat down low, tilt the kettlebell off axis, and we're gonna return to this position after every swing. So hike under, up, under, and then pause for a moment. Make sure you sink your hips down when the kettlebell makes contact with the floor. And then wait until the kettlebell's underneath, swinging under your hips before you start driving forwards. Great job. Just 2 to go now. You're gonna hit more of a lateral movement, doing some lateral lunges. So if you stand, feet fairly wide, but enough room to lunge side to side. I'm gonna have the kettlebell just down between my legs like this. So lunging down, alternating sides, trying to keep the bent knee pushed out so it's not collapsing too much towards the center. My feet are symmetrically turned out. Okay, on to our final one. We're gonna do single arm row into a clean to squat, and we're gonna alternate sides. You can just follow with me. So sink your hips down, brace that core for the row. So we're gonna row, back down, up, and then into that squat. And then I'm gonna switch at the bottom. So row, back down, clean, and squat, and switch. So row, clean, squat, back down. And that's it for today. Thanks so much for joining me. Let me know in the comments below, how did you find that? And where in the world are you following along from? I really do love to hear that. If you're ready to finish your workout for the day, here's a quick cool down stretch you can do right now. If you've still got some energy, why not join me for another short workout, which I'll link here. See you soon.